All right, good morning.
Hey, Judge, how you
Can you
doing?
tell me your name? I'm doing okay. How you doing?
I'm okay.
Okay, what's your name? What's your name?
Name is Elder.
Mr. Turner? Okay, Mr. Turner, you're here for an Osceola violation of probation. And that's based on a new law offense. And so there is probable cause for the on-view violation of probation. And so what's gonna happen is Osceola will come and pick you up on the violation of probation here. He also has a misdemeanor battery?
Yeah, we already saw that.
Okay, but has he bonded out on that?
No, Judge.
Okay, so he may have to bond out on that before they come pick him up for Osceola. So, but you'll be held at no bond on the violations of probation. Can I appoint, I think I can appoint the public defender. Okay, I'm gonna appoint the public defender on the violations of probation, just so that they can, my guess is he probably has them on the misdemeanor VOP as well. Okay, I mean misdemeanor, battery. All right, so Mr. Turner, you'll have to bond out on the battery, before Osceola will come pick you up on the violations of probation, but you have lawyers in both cases, okay?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know how to do this. Excuse me, Your Honor.
Well, Ms. Fitzgerald is the representative of the Office of the Public Defender. She's a lawyer, so I would talk to her, and I would not talk to me, because I don't want you to say anything.
I do have a lawyer, Michael Morrison. That's what I want to say.
Who is your lawyer?
Michael Morrison.
Okay, well, I don't know if he's filed a notice of appearance.
You can talk to your attorney about it.
So
more.
let
For
me,
now, you have
in the
public defender.
misdemeanor case, you're saying?
You can contact your attorney and talk about it more. They can always file a notice. At least you have the PDs appointed for now. Good luck with everything, okay?
So you have the public defender in the misdemeanor case, okay?
Okay.
And you have the public defender on the VOPs.
Right.
All right, good morning. Tell me your name.
My name is Chad Brandt.
All right, Mr. Brandt, you're here in 2014 CF 9283AO. This is a violation of probation. The judge did set your bond at none, and I will, are you gonna hire a lawyer, or did you want to see if you qualify for did you fill out a form for the public defender?
I already have a private attorney, ma'am.
Okay, so you're gonna, and then you also have 2014 CF 9330. Bond is also set at none on the VOP in that case as well. So you'll see Judge Lattimore in a couple days on the violations of probation. And then I also do have to advise you that you have reporting requirements. So you'll need to comply with those reporting requirements, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck.
David Walker, he refused his appearance.
Okay, I'll find his refusal to be a waiver. I'll appoint the public defender in his cases. He has 2023 CF 3128AO. It's a warrant for fleeing and attempting to elude a law enforcement officer. Probable cause was previously found, and that bond will stay at 70, or I'll set the bond at 7,500. 23 CF 3474AO. That's a warrant as well for fleeing and attempting to elude a law enforcement officer with lights and sirens activated and driving while license suspended as a third subsequent offender. And probable cause was previously found. The bond will be 7,500. Count two, I'll reduce to 150. And then he has an on-view violation of probation, 2020 CF 8788AO, based on the new law offenses. And there's probable cause, and I already appointed the PD, and the bond will stay at none, and he'll see Judge Lattimore. All right, tell me your name. All right, Mr. Wright, you're here in 2017 CF 6965 AO. This is a violation of community control. The judge did set your bond at none. I'll appoint the public defender. I do have to advise you, you have reporting requirements. You will see Judge Lattimore in a couple days on the violation of probation, okay?
more details.
We have any additional PC for Dunstan?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Oh,
Your Honor, Dunstan refuses his appearance.
okay, I just received this, so I just have to read it. Okay, and then Ms. Fritschel, I'm sorry, did you, you received this as well?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and then, so I find that there's probable cause, because the issue yesterday was because they mentioned the 3 reports, but didn't talk about the specific events that occurred on those other days.
And they didn't establish the specific values. That was
Right,
what I noticed.
correct.
But this report does.
Yes, so I find that there is probable cause in 23 CF 4316AO for the grand theft. And the same conditions will apply, and the bond is stayed at the $500. And then I think I said I was taking no action on the out on release case. Okay. Excuse me. All right, good morning. Tell me your name, please.
Morning, my name is Ricardo Cole.
All right, Mr. Cole, you're here in 2023 CF 4213AO. You were arrested pursuant to a warrant. Probable cause was previously found for robbery, aggravated assault, tampering with a witness to hinder communication to law enforcement, battery, domestic violence, and criminal mischief between 200 and 1,000. And I will appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Could you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear and affirm that the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you tell me your name, please?
To Shayla Bright.
I'm sorry?
To Shayla Bright.
Okay, and Miss Wright, how do you know Mr. Cole?
I'm sorry, to Shayla Bright.
Right,
the
I'm
B.
sorry, Miss Bright.
It's okay. That's my boyfriend or my boyfriend.
Okay, do you live together?
Yes.
Okay, and are you afraid of him?
No.
Do you want to have continued contact with him pending this case?
Yes.
Have there been any other instances of violence in the past between the two of you?
No.
That's a no, you said?
No. Right.
Okay. Has law enforcement ever been called to any incidents?
Nothing crazy, just once to escort him out. It was nothing violent, anything like that, just to escort him and his things. He was trying to get his stuff out of my house and just to escort him out of my house. That's it.
When was that?
I don't even remember, probably like, it's been a while ago, probably like 2 or 3 months ago.
2 or 3 months ago?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then if something like this were to happen again, would you feel comfortable calling law enforcement?
Yes.
Okay. Does anybody have any other questions for Ms. Bright?
Nothing from the state.
No, Your Honor.
Okay. So, Ms. Bright, based on my review of the affidavit, I'm just not comfortable allowing contact today.
No problem.
And so I've appointed the public defender. They can file a motion in the trial division, and the trial judge will make a determination as to contact, okay?
Okay, no problem.
But you will have to appear for a hearing for that purpose. Okay, so today I'm gonna order, Mr. Cole, no contact directly or indirectly with the victim. So no communicating through any third party or any text messages or phone calls or anything like that, okay? You're gonna have to maintain a separate residence. So if you need to return back there to get anything, it'll be one time with law enforcement. You gotta call them in advance before you go there, but that way you can go and get your things. You're not to possess weapons or firearms or any ammunition. If you have any firearms, you're gonna have to surrender them to law enforcement within 12 hours of any release from incarceration. Okay? Okay. And I am going to change some of these bonds.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So for count one, I'm gonna set that at 1,000. Count two will be $5,000. Count three will be 150. Count four will be 500, and count five will be 100.
Okay.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
I just have one
Yeah.
question. I just don't know, they'll be in contact with me for the next court date or like, I don't,
Well, if the state files charges, they should communicate with you. A victim advocate from the state attorney's office should contact you. And you can call the state attorney's office if you want to communicate with the victim advocate before they reach out to you. There'll be a prosecutor assigned to the case,
all
okay?
right, thank you so much. All
Okay?
right, thank you.
Yeah, I did. And surrender any firearms within 12 hours of release.
Contact your attorney. We can talk to them more. You too.
All right. Come on forward. All right, tell me your name, sir.
Zachary Freeman.
All right, Mr. Freeman, you're here in 2023 CF 4345AO. You were arrested for aggravated battery on a pregnant person and battery domestic violence. I do find that there is probable cause. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. And good morning. Could you raise your right hand for me? The other hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Okay, and I just need you to speak into the microphone. I know it's low and awkward to reach down there, but I won't be able to hear you, okay? So you just speak into the microphone. Okay, can you tell me your name?
Shirley St. Charles.
All right, Miss St. Charles, how do you know Mr. Freeman?
He's my husband.
Okay, how long have you been together?
A little bit over a year.
Okay, and you're pregnant?
Yes.
Okay, are you afraid of him?
No, I am not. He wasn't even supposed to be arrested. He never caused me no harm, and I was trying to tell them that, and they arrested him anyways. I don't
Okay.
know why he's
Well, they observed a bloody nose and a,
No, he never put his hand on me. My nose ring is infected,
okay.
and because it got infected because I put a hoop earring on, that's why that was happening. I didn't even know like why
Okay.
they arrested him.
Well, there's,
The officers didn't hear me out. I told them I didn't want to write no statement. I didn't want to do anything about it, and they went and proceeded on their own.
okay, well, they filed charges against you as well with the state attorney's office, so there appears to be some issues going on in the home.
I don't know why.
Well, I can't answer that question, I wasn't there, you know? So, if something like this were to happen again, would you call law enforcement?
No, because nothing happened. My husband didn't hurt me. He didn't do anything to me.
Okay. Well, I don't know what happened here, but it sounds like there's some mutual issues going on.
Well, then
And
the
you're-
law
Well, listen to
enforcement
me, you're
lied.
pregnant, okay? And I'm concerned, not just for you, but for the baby inside of you. And I'm not gonna allow contact today, okay? So his attorney will be able to file a motion in the trial division. And I don't know if the state will proceed with charges, on either of you. That's up to them, it's not up to me. And I can't drop any charges. That's not up to me, that's up to the state attorney's office. Okay, so you can contact them and tell them what you want to do. But as of right now, Mr. Freeman, I'm going to order no contact directly or indirectly with the victim. You're to maintain a separate residence. If you need to return back there with law enforcement to get any personal belongings, you can do so one time with law enforcement. And then no weapons or firearms or any ammunition. Your bond on count 1 is $1,500, count 2 is $500. All right, I wish you guys the best.
I have a question. I have some stuff in his car. How will I get my stuff out of his car? Because he has the car keys.
I can't tell you that. You can call law enforcement and they'll try to help you out there.
So there's no one that I can talk to help him because the state is basically putting him behind bars. for no reason.
I don't know if you have access to his keys. I have limited ability to order anything and I can't order anything related to what's in his vehicle. Okay? Oh, maybe when law enforcement comes to the home with him, you can discuss it with them? Okay?
So how much is his bail total?
I set it at $1,500 on count 1 and $500 on count 2.
What is count 2? Like what? Why does he have all these counts?
I'm sorry?
I'm saying what is count 2? Why does he have all these counts?
Count 2 is battery.
But he didn't touch me.
Okay, well, that's for another day. I mean, today, based on the affidavit, that's what's alleged.
So who can I talk to?
Already told you, the state attorney's office. You can call the state attorney's office. They're the ones that decides to press charges. I don't.
I'm the victim. I'm the one that should be.
You're also a defendant. Okay.
Take this with you. And then stay in touch with your attorney. Yep, this goes with you too. Stay in touch with your attorney, and then you can contact the bondsman and see what you can work out with them. Usually 10%. It just depends.
All right, good morning. Can you tell me your name, please?
Jesse Kang.
All right, Mr. Kang, you're here in 2023 CF 4328AO. You were arrested for aggravated assault. There is probable cause. Did he fill out a form? Are you gonna hire your own lawyer, or did you fill out a form for the public defender? I see
I did fill out a form for the public defender.
you did?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Can you, is it legible? Because usually that piece of paper is not usually legible. Want to see if he qualifies.
Yeah, it's legible. Or should I? Sorry.
I'll just have the clerk take a look at it, because we don't have one. All right, he qualifies for the public defender. Does he need 2 copies of this, or? Okay, so I'll just give this one to the clerk, okay, because we don't have one. All right, so I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. You're not to have any contact directly or indirectly with the victim. Do you need to go back there to get any, it looks like you were going there to get your things, and then do you need to go back there to get your things?
Your Honor, quickly, can you state the name of the alleged victim? I don't have the report in front of me.
I think
Or the relation.
he signed a Marcy's Law form, so I can
Understood.
let you look
I just
at-
wanted to advise
I
him for the
know
no
who it-
contact.
I actually know who it is, and he has left the state.
Yeah, okay, I just want to make sure you don't say anything.
I mean, I can show it to you on a piece of paper. Do you have the 3rd piece of paper?
I do, I'll pull it up in a moment, Your
Okay,
Honor.
all right. So you can't have any contact with the victim, and do you need to go back there to get any personal things?
I'm sorry, to the place of the victim. The victim doesn't live in.
I understand that.
But I will be.
You can't go back to the residence either, so I'm ordering no return to the residence. Okay?
I'm actually living there.
I understand that.
Yes.
Okay, so you can't go back to the residence. There's a lot of other people that are involved there, and they didn't want you there.
But to actually.
Okay, I'm reading what's in the affidavit. They did not want you there, and you were going there, and based on what's in the affidavit, to get your things, to collect your belongings.
Oh, I already
okay?
collected them.
You collected them?
Yes.
That was my only question. So you may not return back to the residence. No weapons or firearms or any ammunition. And I'm going to set your bond at $500.
So you have nothing left there, right? I just want to make sure you got everything, so we don't need a one-time return.
Oh, can I get a one-time return? Sorry.
You have stuff you need to get. You have
No, he said he has his stuff, so.
to get. Your Honor, he does still have some stuff back there. If he can have a one-time return to
Okay,
retrieve.
he said he got all his stuff,
sorry.
so I'll allow one-time return with law enforcement. You gotta call law enforcement in advance,
Yes, ma'am.
okay, before you go over there. And then they'll tell you where to go, and then you can go, okay?
Call law enforcement, you can't just show up. You have to go with them to go get anything that you left, okay? Yep. Permit, yep.
Or OPD?
You can come up, yeah.
As long as it's law enforcement.
This was my Spanish, so
Okay,
he's good to go.
good. Awesome, thank you.
It's good seeing you.
You too. All right, good morning. Tell me your name, please.
Tyrone Cox.
All right, Mr. Cox, you're here in 23 2322. It's a battery domestic violence. I do find that there is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you in your case. You're not to have any contact directly or indirectly with the victim, and you're not to return back to the residence. If you need a one-time return with law enforcement, you may do so to get your personal belongings. You must maintain a separate residence and no weapons, firearms, or any ammunition. And I'm gonna place you on pretrial release, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So pretrial release means you're not gonna have to post them on.
Thank y'all.
Morning, tell me your name.
Ford.
All right, Mr. Ford, you're here in 23 2299, and this was a warrant for battery domestic violence. Probable cause was previously found. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you in your case. You're not to have any contact directly or indirectly with any victim or witness in the case. You must maintain a separate residence. I'll allow you one-time return with law enforcement to get any personal belongings that you may need. You're not to possess weapons, firearms, or any ammunition. I don't know if Department of Children and Families was contacted. There appears to have been a minor, so if there is a DCF investigation pending, you must comply with that. And your bond will be set at 500.
$500. Any questions?
Good morning, tell me your name.
Darius Shine.
All right, Mr. Shine, you're here in 23 2323AO. You're arrested for domestic violence battery. I do find that there is probable cause, and I will appoint the public defender to represent you in your case. You're not to have any contact directly or indirectly with any victim or witness. You must maintain a separate residence. You need to go back to get any personal belongings there.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll allow you one time with law enforcement to get your things. Must be with law enforcement.
Yes,
No
ma'am.
weapons, firearms, or any ammunition. And I'm gonna place you on pretrial release, okay?
So that means you're not gonna have to pay a bond? You're gonna-
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Good morning. Can you tell me your name, please? Tell me your name.
I'm sorry.
Tell me your name.
Jody Turner.
All right, Ms. Turner, you're here in 2023 2327AO. You're arrested for domestic violence battery. Do you find that there's probable cause, and I will appoint the public defender to represent you. not to have any contact directly or indirectly with the victim in the case. And you must maintain a separate residence. I'm not sure if the victim moved out or not based on what I read in the affidavit. So if they're out, you can remain at the residence, okay? If they're there, you can't, okay? So I'll allow you one-time return with law enforcement to get personal belongings if they're still there, okay? No weapons or firearms or any ammunition, and I'll place you on pretrial release, okay?
Your Honor, I did speak with the victim earlier, and he's in the process, not just yet, moving back to Washington. It may take another week or two, because he does want Miss Turner back at the residence, and she does have a service dog, so she's allowed to get her, because he was concerned with that.
Well, that's why I said,
Okay.
it sounded like he was moving out.
Yeah, but he said it may take a,
Right, well, she can go with law enforcement
Right,
to get her
right.
things, and if he's not there, she can live there. Okay?
Good luck. Oh, and police officers, stay in touch with them. Okay? Good luck.
All right, good morning. Can you tell me your name, please?
Marcia Zealous.
All right, Ms. Ellis, you're here in 23 MM 2325. It's a battery domestic violence. There is probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender. You're not to have any contact directly or indirectly with the victim in the case. You must maintain a separate residence. Do you need to go back there to get anything?
He don't live there at this house. He was visiting.
Okay. If they're not, he doesn't live there at all?
No, they don't live.
Okay.
Visiting.
Okay, so I'm just gonna order that you maintain a separate residence and no weapons or firearms or any ammunition. And I'll place you on pretrial release, okay?
So pretrial release, you're gonna have
It says victim and defendant reside in the same residence, so that's why.
He was cleaning his room.
Your Honor, can we order a one-time return with law enforcement pending there's any issues?
Yeah, I
or-
mean, that's why I was, she said he didn't live there, but I'll allow one-time return with law enforcement. If he's there, you can't be there, okay?
Okay, but he knew
Okay.
last night he was coming to get his stuff.
And you don't have to say anything about what happened.
I know. Thank you.
You two have a good one.
All right, good morning. Tell me your name.
Savannah Miley.
All right. All right, Miss Miley, you're here on an out-of-county warrant out of Lake County, and the judge did set your bond at none. So Lake County will have 24 hours to come and pick you up, not including any weekends or holidays. Tomorrow's a holiday, so I don't think that I don't know if they'll come get you by tomorrow, okay?
So will I be released?
No, you have no bond, okay? So you have to wait for Lake County to come pick you up. If they don't pick you up within the time frame required by the statute, which is really a reasonable amount of time, you'll come back to the court, but they'll pick you up, okay?
Okay. So they will pick me up?
It might be till Monday,
I believe that they will pick you up.
Then that's past the.
because the holidays and weekends don't count.
Well, I've been here since yesterday.
We'll look into it. Some of them are 72 hours, I'm not sure. You do. Good luck with everything, okay?
You know, it is a full moon.
It happened at 12:34.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, it is a full moon. Is Mercury in retrograde? I don't know, I'm gonna have to Google that one. Okay, all right. Tell me your, yep.
Rewald is currently on mental health status.
Okay, and he's got a fugitive warrant. I guess I have to reset him. He won't be seen till next Thursday, so I guess just reset him and we'll see if he's off mental health status.
Is that reset to next Thursday or reset to?
No, it'll be tomorrow,
Okay.
and I think we have to see them at this point, and I can't appoint the public defender, so they can't go, I'll just reset him. All right. Tell me your name.
Stephon Rogers.
All right, Mr. Rogers, you're here on an out-of-county warrant. And this is Polk County. And so the judge in Polk County did set your bond at none. And so Polk County will have 24 hours, not including weekends or holidays. Tomorrow's a holiday, so I don't know if they'll come pick you up tomorrow, but probably by Monday, okay?
Good luck with everything.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I don't think we need to reset him. So he's just being held at no bond out of Seminole County, and so again, they'll pick him up within 24 hours, not including weekends or holidays. Okay. Ms. Fritschall, do you want me to appoint you and waive his appearance?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so I'll appoint the public defender, 2018 CF 17300. The bond is set at none, and he has reporting requirements that he has to comply with. And so he'll see Judge Lattimore for the VOP. All right, good morning. Tell me your name.
Carlos Franco.
All right, Mr. Franco, you're here on a VOP in 2020 CF 6524AO, and the judge did set your bond at none. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you, and you'll see Judge Lattimore on the VOP in a couple days, okay? All right, good morning. Tell me your name.
Calvin Brandon.
All right, Mr. Randall, you're here in 2005 CF 2569AO. This is a violation of probation. The judge did set your bond at none. I'm going to appoint the public defender. I do have to advise you that you have reporting requirements, so you need to comply with any of those, and you'll see Judge Lattimore in a couple days on the violation, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Look with everything, contact your public defender, your attorney, and talk to them.
Good morning. Tell me your name.
Michael Rodriguez.
All right, Mr. Rodriguez, you're here on a violation of probation in 2023 CT 1737AO, and the judge in your case did set your bond at none. I can appoint the public defender. Do you want to enter a denial at this time? That'll get him on the docket much faster, otherwise he'll.
Yes, Your Honor, we'll enter a denial at this time. Thank you for that.
So we will enter a denial, and we'll give you a date for your VOP with Judge Allen.
That will be May 18th at 9 a.m. in Division 85, Courtroom 4A.
Okay.
Your Honor, was the new law already addressed, 23 CF 3672?
I believe so, and I think that must have been a while ago, because
Oh, yeah, this is an add-on, the VOP.
Okay, thank you.
All right, are we ready on 33 days?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, 2022 CF 14691, Nico Andrew Herbert.
Granted, notice of non-filing.
2023 CF 2815AO Madeline Acevedo.
Denied. Information was filed.
2023 CF 2856AO Soar Angel Velez.
Denied. Information was filed.
We keep putting March as the, can you, when your office submits the orders, because now we're in April, and it's done and ordered, and then it has April, has March, and, okay, just make sure they correct that, because then I gotta write it in for everything. 2023 CF 2887AO Jared Alexander Burns.
Denied. Information was filed.
That one had April. 2023 CF 1358AO James L. Wiggins Jr.
Granted. Notice of non-filing.
2023 CF 2880AO Timothy Alexander Nicholson.
Granted. Notice of non-filing.
2023 CF 2905AO Gavin Garwayne Noble.
Denied, and information was filed.
2023 CF 899AO Humberto Jr. Vasquez.
Granted. Case was no billed.
Okay, am I missing any? Okay, all right, anything else for the morning? All right. Hector? Okay. Do you, are you gonna hire a lawyer, Mr. Hector, or you want me to?
I think they said it was in the, I guess, that he came later on.
Okay,
They gave him the form.
yeah. No. Is- Okay, I'm gonna, I'm gonna appoint the public defender
Thank
for
you.
him, okay? You do have reporting requirements, so you have to report within 24 hours of any release. And I'm gonna set your bond at 2,500.
Wow.
Is there any conditions, just to report?
Just to report within 24 hours of release, yeah. All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name.
Louis Loxley?
All right, Mr. Loxley, you're here in case number 2023 CF 4392AO.
Defense will waive reading, Your Honor.
Okay, has he reviewed the affidavit? Does he know, I just want to make sure he understands what it's a capital offense.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
They marked here wrong, I pay child support.
Let me see if you qualify. Does he qualify for the?
Yeah, I'm gonna appoint them to represent you. So you do qualify for the public defender. Do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so it's a capital offense. And before we get to that part, you're not to have any contact with the victim or the victim's mother. There's to be no contact with any minor child under the age of 18. You're not to possess any weapons, firearms, or any ammunition. You're not to return to the victim's residence and to maintain a separate residence. Ms. Eugene, this is a capital offense. I don't know if the state wishes to be heard as to any bond or.
Your Honor, as noted by the court, this is a capital offense, therefore defendant is not entitled to a bond. State would ask defendant be held no bond.
Okay, and then, Ms. George?
We will have an Arthur hearing downtown.
Okay, so Mr. Loxley, I'm gonna hold you at no bond until your attorneys can file a motion in the trial division. And you'll have what's called an Arthur hearing. You can present witnesses and the state will present some evidence and the judge will determine whether you can get a bond at that time, okay? And so, but in the meantime, while you're in jail, you can't have any contact with the victim or the victim's mom, okay? And You can address any other conditions of release with the trial judge. Sure. Yeah. Do you need this back or no?
Yes, I do.
Okay, because I'm gonna rip it off. Okay.
It's right here.
No, it's a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. Okay. All right. Good afternoon. Tell me your name.
Nigel Mitchell.
Mr. Mitchell? Okay. All right. Mr. Mitchell, you're here in a few cases. I've got 2023 CF 4350AO. You were charged pursuant to a warrant. Probable cause was previously found for robbery with a firearm, grand theft, third degree, and then armed robbery with a firearm wearing a mask. And so probable cause was found. Did you fill out a form for the? Okay, thank you. So I'm gonna appoint the public defender in all of your cases for you. And in the next case is 2023 CF 4304AO. That's also a warrant, and probable cause was found in that case for robbery, armed robbery with a firearm wearing a mask, and aggravated assault with a firearm. Okay, it's just those two cases. All right, and so count 1 and count 3 on the first case are both punishable by life felonies. And then in the second case, count 1 is a punishable by life felony. Does the state wish to be heard as to bond?
Again, Your Honor, as noted by the court, as it is punishable by life, the defendant is not entitled to a bond, and state would ask defendant be held no bond.
All right, Ms. George?
We'll have an Arthur hearing, Your Honor.
Okay, so on the first case, I'm gonna hold you at no bond on count 1 and on count 3 as well. Count 2, I'll stay the bond at $2,500. You're not to have any contact with any victim, witness, or co-defendant. You're not to return to where the offense is alleged to have occurred. And no weapons, firearms, or any ammunition. And then in the 23 CF 4304, is that state your same argument as to bond?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and then Ms. George, same thing? Okay, and so I'm gonna hold you at no bond, Mr. Mitchell, on count 1. Count 2 will remain at $10,000. In that case, you're not to have any contact with any victim, witness, or co-defendant. You're not to possess weapons, firearms, or any ammunition. You're not to return back to where the offense is alleged to have occurred. And I think that addresses all of that. So your attorneys will file a bond motion for both of those cases in the trial division, and you'll get a hearing, okay?
Judge, in 4350, you're saying the bonds?
I changed the bond on count 3 to 0, so I'm holding him at no bond on count 1 and count 3. If that's the same as it is on the, yeah. And then I stayed the 2,500, and I stayed the 10,000 on the other one, and stayed the 0. Okay. All right, good afternoon, tell me your name.
Taman David Trayon Booth.
Okay, I have Joseph Laverde. Do I have, what? Okay, who's this again?
Arraignment docket.
Oh, it's an arraignment. Mr. Booth? Okay,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
okay, hang on, let me just get up my arraignment docket. Okay. All right, Mr. Booth, you're here in 2023 MM 1059AO. The public defender was previously appointed. You were charged with petty theft, prior theft conviction. I've been handed a plea form, so it's my understanding you're gonna enter a plea today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, The agreement written on the plea form is an adjudication of guilt, credit for time served. I'm showing 80 days total. Okay? And no return back to the Macy's. And cost of investigation of $174 to the Orlando Police Department. Is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then you have to impose court costs. I do have to, Ms. George, did you go over him the enhanceable offense of theft?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so you understand, Mr. Booth, it gets worse every time and you could be charged with a felony with another conviction, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is this your signature at the bottom of the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you read and understand everything contained within the plea form?
No, ma'am.
No. Okay.
I didn't take a lot of time to read.
Okay,
Oh, I read this one. I read this one.
that's the plea form. Okay.
My apologies.
Okay, so did you understand everything that was on it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and are you on probation anywhere?
No, ma'am.
You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea will subject you to deportation.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I do find a factual basis in the court file to accept your plea. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 80 days with credit for 80 days time served. You can't go back to Macy's at 4298 Millennia Boulevard. There is cost of investigation to the Orlando Police Department in the amount of $174. And court costs, I'll give you a year to pay any court costs. Is this the only thing holding him?
He's here on the resistant without.
Well, Your Honor, no, the state didn't file on that charge, so he shouldn't be.
Okay, I didn't know if he was in on something else, and so I would give him a year from the date of release from incarceration as it relates.
I'm just trying to make sure he is released because the state, these charges came in together. They
did downgrade from a felony.
Yep, and when he picked up the felony, it was a resisting and petty theft. When the state filed an information, I only saw the petty theft, so I just wanted to, I don't know if they separated it or.
It was a grand theft, it was a possession of an unauthorized driver's license, of drug paraphernalia, and resisting a merchant. So there wasn't a resisting
Okay, so it's
without violence?
It is separate.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, all right. So I'll give you a year from the release from incarceration to pay any court costs. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you can't afford a lawyer, one will be appointed for you, and they're going to take your fingerprints for the charge, okay?
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name. Okay, Mr. Verde, you're here in case number 2023 CF 438180. It's a possession of methamphetamine. Did you find that there's probable cause? Do we have a form for Mr. Verde? Great. And I'll appoint the public defender to represent you in your case.
Oh, okay.
No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. The bond will stay at 1,000.
What's his name?
Yeah. Hold on.
Laverde?
It's a L.
Joseph?
Was it already in the, oh, here it is. I was like, I can't find it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, you know, Arthur, I get out of here, cause,
Your attorneys can file a motion for you.
huh? You don't ever be doing shit, man. All you gotta do
Oh, I know, he has mental health issues.
Yeah, that's why.
All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name.
Chuck Ball.
Okay, Mr. Ball. I have him as an arraignment, but I got him not in my, we have two cases. Okay, so 2023 CT 203-180 and 23, well, he wouldn't be held on a TR case.
He's not.
Yeah.
They came in.
it follows with the CT, so let me see, because it's not in the arraignment.
So,
Are you on probation at all, Mr. Ball?
Yes, ma'am.
You are on probation? Okay. Ms. George, he's on probation.
Okay.
When did you get placed on probation?
He was
I didn't see it.
March 24th of 22, Your Honor.
March 24th
Yes.
of 22? Oh, okay, because this was March 23rd of 23. Okay, so the PD was previously appointed in your case. We're going to enter a plea of not guilty for you, because if you resolved it today, it would automatically violate your probation, okay? So we don't want that to happen. And then the TR case will follow with the CT case. And we'll get you a pretrial date in front of Judge Walker.
Division 81 pretrial conference date will be May 5th at 9 a.m. in courtroom 6B.
Okay.
And we're taking no action as to the.
Well, the TR will follow the CT case. They have to stay together.
Yes.
So just put it on the same pretrial, yeah. Sure.
Oh, I don't need them.
You don't need?
Mm-mm.
You don't need him?
No, because I couldn't waive because I don't see an attorney appointed. I couldn't find him in our system. I was gonna waive because there's no offer to.
Well,
resolve.
yeah, and he's not even in jail on this case.
Yes.
It's a summons. Has he been served with a summons? Because we don't bring people to court unless they've actually been served, because
Yes, sure.
can't force anything on them. So let me just see if he has been served, and then usually the state will file a notice of the service.
Right.
2023 75 AE. Well, I don't show that he's been served yet with it, so maybe the state can get somebody to serve him and then file a notice of that. So I'll take no action on it. Can't just like bring, somebody to court.
Don't need them. You told me. Yeah.
Okay. So no action until service of the summons.
Yeah, because the information was just filed 3 days ago.
Yeah, so it just says summons issued on 4/3. My guess is, some people think they can just bring them to court, and that's just, I can't, it doesn't work that way, but, okay. Tell me your name.
Ashriel Dennis.
Okay, Mr. Dennis. You're here in case number 2023 1491AO, and the Office of the Public Defender was previously appointed in your case.
I have just one moment, Your Honor, on this case.
Sure. I'm showing 35 days time served.
Yes, I'm just gonna try to speak to him because the attorney put a note in there that they believed he was incompetent, but I'm just gonna go over. Because he states he's on his medication, maybe he does understand now.
Okay.
I don't see any, incompetency where he was found incompetent, so I'm just gonna. We'll resolve the case today. I'm just gonna fill it.
Okay. Mr. Dennis, you want to resolve your case today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can I have you raise your right hand to be sworn in? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then, did you read the plea? You can put your hand down. Did you read the plea form, or did Miss George go over it with you?
She went over it with me.
Okay. Did you understand everything that she said to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so you're charged with trespass in a structure. Is this a credit for time served offer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Is it an adjudication?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And
There's a cost of investigation of $92.67.
okay, and then I have to impose court costs as well. Do you understand that, Mr. Dennis?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. And then, are you on probation anywhere?
No.
Do you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes.
And you take medication?
Yes,
Does
ma'am.
that medication help you understand what's going on?
Yes.
Okay, you feel like you understand what we're doing here today?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I find there's a factual basis in the court file to accept your plea, and I will adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 35 days with credit for 35 days time served, and impose court costs. And you said there was a cost of investigation of $92.67
to the Orlando Police Department.
$92.67 to the Orlando Police Department, and then court costs. And then, is this gonna release him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so I'll give you a year to pay your court costs. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you can't afford a lawyer, one would be appointed for you. And then on here, it says you can't go back to 319 East Princeton Street.
It's the 7-Eleven.
So don't go back to that 7-Eleven, okay?
Yes,
You'll
ma'am.
probably get arrested if you go back there. You don't want that to happen.
I understand.
All right,
So
good
does
luck,
that
Mr.
mean that I'll be released today?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Good morning.
Or afternoon.
Go ahead, good afternoon.
Tell me your name.
Brady Logan.
All right, Mr. Logan, you're here in case number 2006 MM 3783AO. And it looks like the PD was previously appointed in your case. And this is an old case because it was a failure to appear.
Ma'am, can I say something?
Well, Miss George, why don't you talk to Miss George? Was there an offer to resolve? It's an M2.
No, Your Honor. Unfortunately, we saw him earlier this week, and it was the same thing. I still don't have any information. So at this time, I'm not prepared to make an offer.
So he has another case too?
No.
Oh.
He was here for IAs, and now it's
Oh.
just his arraignment.
Oh, okay.
Say something? Yeah, I want to say something.
Probation.
Just let him say something.
Ma'am,
Is he being held on this?
Oh,
no, ma'am.
Is this let me see, is this the probation case?
No, ma'am. I went to, I want to talk, ma'am.
Shows probation out of Polk County.
Does he have a $2,000 bond, Robin?
He has a.
Because this is one I remember now. There's nothing in the court file for me to actually open up.
It's a $2,000 bond.
Yeah, I understand that, but I've been incarcerated, ma'am, for quite some time. This misdemeanor holding me. I got probation and everything when I get out. This misdemeanor wouldn't make a difference. And I'd rather pay y'all's court costs and fines today if I have to. My people, they telling them I'm from Polk County. I didn't live in Grand Street since 2006. I left and went to prison from 2006 to 2007. This never showed up on none of my, since I've been 17.
I understand, and I think I said to you before,
Yes, ma'am.
that when I saw you, that those are some motions that the public defender can file for
17
you.
years. Yes, ma'am.
I can't rule on that kind of a thing without a motion, and it's not assigned to my division. If you were in jail or in prison and the state knew that you were there, right?
I've been waiting on
hold
y'all
on.
30-some days in Polk County Jail.
I understand. I'm talking about when you were in prison and you had this capias, okay?
Yeah, I've been in Polk County. I did my prison time in jail. They
Okay.
released me.
Wherever you might have been in the state of Florida, right? The public defender will have to file a motion. Ms. George can contact whoever's assigned to your case for them to file any motions that need to be filed. I can't change the CAPIAS, okay?
People went to bond me out, but they saying that I can't get out.
Why can't, do you have any other does he have any other holds?
Holes, they just told.
Yes, no holds.
She said you don't.
There's nothing else holding you.
Okay.
So somebody tried to bond you out?
The bonds lady from Polk County say she went to, because they had to pay an extra $150 for my mom and them to do it. But then they saying now she went to try to get me bonded, transfer it here. It's showing like I still got a hold or something.
There's no holds.
There's no holds, Mr. Logan. So, I mean, maybe the bondsman wants some additional collateral or something, but I can't change that. All you have is a bond, and you're not being held on anything else. I can't resolve your case today, unfortunately,
I understand, ma'am.
okay? But there may be motions that can be filed
Yes, ma'am.
based on the fact that you were in DOC or in Polk County or wherever, and that they didn't serve the CAPIAS on you. It very well maybe there's some motion. So I'm not gonna get into all of that, but Ms. George can contact whoever your lawyer is downtown and advise them of that. But right now, we'll enter a plea of not guilty for you, and we'll get you a court date. But in the meantime, tell your mom that you don't have any other holds, okay? But there's nothing else I can tell you or do for you,
Yes.
okay?
Yes, ma'am. You have
All
a
right.
nice day.
So it'll be Judge Duckworth.
Division 62. Pretrial conference date will be May 11th at 1:30 in courtroom 12C.
Okay.
Okay, good luck, Mr. Logan. All right, tell me your name, please.
William Vendini.
All right, Mr. Vinny, you're here in 2023 MM 1480AO. The Office of the Public Defender was previously appointed.
And the offer from the state is an adjudication of guilt, credit, time served. There is no return to 12317 South Orange Blossom Trail. And Mr. Vendini would like to accept and enter plea of no contest.
Okay, I'm showing 36 days. Okay, raise your right hand for me. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, and then is this your signature at the bottom of the plea form?
Yes.
Did you read and understand everything contained within the plea form?
Yes.
You understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea? Are you on probation anywhere? You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea will subject you to deportation.
See.
All right, I find there's a factual basis in the court file to accept your plea. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 36 days with credit for 36 days time served. Can't return back to 12317 South Orange Blossom Trail. Looks like the South Chase Plaza. And I'm gonna impose court costs. I'll give you a year to pay the court costs. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you can't afford a lawyer, one will be appointed for you. Good luck. Oh, hi. I don't know anything.
Her defendant is,
What is it? Peters? Is it a felony? Is it a, okay. I got a big stack today, so. There we go. Do you need a moment to talk with your client, or? Okay.
so, we have a spare, some of. Oh, okay, okay. The only one who's waiting on this. Okay.
How you doing?
All right, good afternoon. And then just tell me your name.
Bernard Peters.
All right, Mr. Peters. And then tell me your name.
I'm Attorney Tanya White, representing Mr. Bernard Peters.
All right, Ms. White. And then are you going to file it? I don't see that you filed one yet, or it hasn't made a docket. Are you going to file a notice of appearance?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. And then, so Mr. Peters, you're here in case number 2023 CF 4391AO. You were arrested for open carrying of a weapon or firearm, possession of a weapon, and the commission of a felony, introducing contraband into a county detention facility, possession of methamphetamine or MDMA, trafficking in 10 grams or more of methamphetamine or MDMA with a weapon, and possession with intent to sell or deliver with MDMA. And there is probable cause based on my review of the affidavit for those offenses. I'm not going to appoint the public defender. You filled out a form because Ms. White is going to file a notice of appearance for you, okay? All right, and then, so any conditions of release, I know that count 5 had no bond. There should have been a bond. The bond schedule's $100,000. So no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, no weapons or firearms, or any ammunition. All right, and so as it relates to count 1, the bond will be set at $150. Count 2, $150. Count 3, $150. Count 4, $150. I am staying the bond at $100,000, which is the bond schedule. So I will impose the $100,000 bond on count 5 and then $150 on count 6. Again, no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, no weapons or firearms or any ammunition. And if you can't make that bond, I'm sure Ms. White will file a motion in the trial division.
Right, so, Your Honor, is there any possibility that you can reduce that bond?
Well, that's the bond I'm setting,
Okay.
based on the amount.
Okay.
That is the bond schedule. He has an open fleeing and eluding case out of Hillsborough County at this time. He has some prior history, a prior failure to appear just in May of this, well, it wouldn't be May 9th. Is that? So it looks like it's a recent failure to appear as well. So I'm going to stay the bond. If he can't make the bond, then you can file a motion in Division 14 with Judge Strobridge.
And also.
I reduced all the other bonds
And I appreciate that.
to subsidiaries.
Okay, okay, thank you, Your Honor. May we be excused?
Okay, yes, thank you.
If possible, I could talk to him.
Sure, absolutely.
Count 5 is 100,000.
No, 150. Count 5 is 100. Yeah, here.
Okay.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Tell me your name.
Andre Bird.
I think it's on the.
Do we know Hugo Martinez was on my move up or? I don't know. Maybe not. Okay. I'll just hold on to him. You said Bird?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Bird. All right, Mr. Bird, you're here in 2023 MM 231780. It's a petty theft. I do find that there's probable cause. And was there an offer to resolve the case?
Yes, Your Honor. It's an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, and no return to the Dollar General located at Roslyn Street. That would be 50 South Roslyn Avenue.
Okay.
He would like to accept an enter plea of no contest.
Okay, and then do you want to explain have you gone over with him the enhanceable offense of theft? Okay. All right, Mr. Bird, I'll have you raise your right hand to be sworn in. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and is this your signature at the bottom of the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
You can put your hand down. Did you read and understand everything contained within the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No, ma'am.
You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea will subject you to deportation.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, there's a factual basis to accept your no contest plea. I'll adjudicate you guilty. And sentence you to 2 days with credit for 2 days time served. You can't go back to the Dollar General at 50 South Roslyn Avenue, and I have to impose court costs. I'll give you a year to pay the court costs. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you can't afford a lawyer, one will be appointed for you, and then they're just gonna take your fingerprints, okay? All right, have a good day. All right, come on forward. Tell me your name.
Ma'am.
Mr. Goyens, you're here in 2023 MM 2316AO. It's a trespass on property after warning. There is probable cause. Was there an offer?
Yes, Your
Adjudication of guilt, credit time served, and no return to 65, East Central Boulevard. And he would like to accept and enter plea of no contest.
All right. Raise your right hand, Mr. Goyens. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Did you read and sign this plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand everything contained within the plea form?
Yes,
Are
ma'am.
you on probation anywhere?
No, ma'am.
You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation.
Okay.
Is that a yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Just making sure. Okay. All right. And so I do find a factual basis. I'll accept your plea. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days with credit for 2 days, time served. And you're not to return back to 65 East Central Boulevard. And abide by that trespass warning. Can't go back to that park, okay? All right. And then I'll impose court costs. I'll give you a year to pay the court costs. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you can't afford a lawyer, one will be appointed for you. I'm not gonna take any action on your out on release cases, but Mr. Goyens, if you come back and you're out on release on 2 cases, some other judge might not look too kindly on that, and they might revoke your release, okay?
Please don't do
I'm not, but I'm just telling you, if you come back, I can't guarantee you what will happen. Okay, even if it's a trespass.
I'm gonna just stay away from that park.
Okay, well, I mean, okay. Have a good day. All right, tell me your name.
Demetrius Juan Johnson.
All right, Mr. Johnson, you're here in 23 MM 2318AO. You're arrested for petty theft. I do find that there is probable cause, and I will, well, I don't know if there's an offer.
There is no offer.
Okay, so I'm gonna appoint the public defender's office to represent you in your case. You cannot return back to Publix, and no contact with any victims or witnesses in the case. I am gonna stay the bond at the 500. I am revoking your release in 23 CF 3417AO and setting that bond at none. You do have the public defender. They'll be able to file any motions for you, okay?
I mean, what that mean? I can't bond out.
I revoked your bond, but you have a bond in the new case. So,
Why would you revoke my bond?
because it's alleged that you've committed a theft and you're out on bond for petty theft with 2 prior convictions, that's why.
Next on the docket was Alexandra Lubin. She's currently on behavior status.
Okay.
I will waive, Your Honor. She qualifies for pretrial release. I would ask for pretrial release.
Okay, I'll appoint the public defender in both the cases, 23 MM 2330, 23 MM 2326. And, there's loitering and prowling and resisting without violence. I do find that there is probable cause for both of those offenses. And in both cases, well, in the loitering, no return and no contact. And, the bonds, I'll release her on pretrial.
No contact with who, Your Honor?
Any victim
Okay.
or witness. There's a witness
Witness
and,
too, okay.
yeah.
And you're doing the same thing for the resisting, Your Honor?
Yeah.
2 different cases, okay.
No. I don't know why they do two case numbers, so does the second case get consolidated for purposes of, can you reassign 23 2326 to Division 62?
Yes, I can, Judge.
Okay, because it's the lower case number. 23,
Still.
Yeah, but I just.
I don't know why they separate it. It doesn't make any sense. Makes things more complicated for us.
Let me just double check, 'cause that's not what I'm seeing.
All right,
I'm sorry, there's no provisions for the resisting officer.
no. Yeah. All right, tell me your name.
Jeremy Morrison.
All right, Mr. Morrison, you're here in 23 162 AA. You're arrested for trespass on property after warning. Do you find that there is probable cause? Was there an offer?
Offer from the state is an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, no return to the Wawa located at 5820 Edgewater Drive.
You're more serious. Your Honor, we can, I'm just double checking. He has I'm seeing an open case.
It's a summons, I believe it's a summons case.
Oh, okay, so that's why it's not, okay. We cannot resolve the case, Your Honor, because he has, been deemed incompetent. His 1 year would be, February of 2024.
Well, being deemed incompetent in one case does not make him incompetent in this case under the case law. It would have to be an independent finding by the judge in this case, just because he's been deemed incompetent. So if you want to talk to him and he wants to try to resolve it today, but the case law is very clear. Just because you're incompetent in one case, I mean, it could be a sexual battery and you're incompetent in that case, but you understand what trespass is, and a doctor would have to evaluate him, so.
Correct, Your Honor. So from my understanding, I was told that it had to be, as long as there's not a finding that he is
No,
competent.
every case is different. So the case law is very clear. I have plenty of people who are deemed incompetent in 2021, but I can't even look at those reports in my cases. They have to be within a 6-month period, or it's deemed stale. Okay, and so, like, if you're not comfortable pleading him out, that's fine, but just because he's incompetent in one case does not make him incompetent in another. There has to be an independent finding by the judge based on an evaluation within a 6-month period, unless he's, not restorable due to brain damage or intellectual disability. That's the case law, basically. So if otherwise, I'll stay the bond at the 500, and his attorneys, once it's filed, can file any motions for competency. I don't know what case he's incompetent in. It looks like 22 6469. Is that the case you're talking about?
Yes, Your Honor. He was,
So,
and I have 2 cases. That's why.
The other one was a summons.
One was a summons, and then I have the other one,
can't do
2022
anything with the
MM
summons.
646980.
Can't do anything with the summons case. So there's a competency hearing set, or it would be a status, on July 14th of 23. There was an order finding him incompetent on January 6th. The evaluation was done on 12/30 of 22. So the court could consider that, but they wouldn't be able to make a finding until the state filed in this case. So, because it has to be a case that's been filed on in order for the court to make a finding of incompetency. So it's up to you. I can stay the bond, and y'all can file any motions that need to get filed once the case gets filed, if it gets filed. I can't revoke his release because of the case law. I think that's the Dodd case or something.
Yes, Your Honor. I had Your Honor, can we just push him to the back? I just want to make sure it's okay with that attorney. Because I was told a different understanding.
Well, I understand that, but the case law is very clear. I mean, I can give you the case law. It's very clear. Just because somebody's incompetent in one case does not mean that they are automatically incompetent in all other cases. And if somebody might be deemed incompetent in 1999 and never deemed competent, doesn't mean that they're not competent today.
Yes, but they were saying that he has head trauma.
I understand.
So I'm not sure.
So
But I just wanted to double check that it's not going to interfere with their case.
Well, it wouldn't, because every case is different. So, but I know your office and I know the policies, so my guess is they're not gonna want you to enter a plea.
No, Your Honor. they're not.
So that's fine, and I'll just stay the bond at the 500 and tell him that Mr. Morrison, you can't go back to Wawa at 5820 Edgewater Drive. You can't have contact with any witnesses or victims, and your attorneys can file any motions in Division 85. But I'm not gonna sit here all day and go through competency. All right, so I appointed the public defender. Okay.
And defense will waive, Your Honor.
Okay, because it's a trespass, so. All right, so
There,
20,
Odoms, yes, Your Honor. Could we reset for tomorrow? There is an offer.
Okay.
If he doesn't, then we will waive the appearance.
okay, I won't be here tomorrow, so Judge Kreitner will address it. Okay. Is this Gregory Powell? Tell me your name.
Gregory Powell.
All right, Mr. Powell, you're here in 2023 MM 2329AO. It's resisting an officer without violence. There is probable cause. And do we have a form? No. Was there any offer or anything like that?
It's a withhold of adjudication and credit time served.
Your Honor, I know that I know that there's a video that they could watch that he will possibly qualify to keep this office.
Okay, Mr. Powell, where are you living right now?
Right now,
Yeah.
I'm staying with my cousin. I just moved down here.
Okay, are you planning on staying here?
Yes, ma'am. I've actually been job looking. I was supposed to start the day at McDonald's, but
Is that are you staying at the 4301 Fountain View Lane?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right, so I'm gonna release you on your own recognizance. Don't miss court, okay?
No, yes, ma'am.
Don't miss court. And I don't have a form for the public defender. Did you fill one out?
I'll use it.
You fill out a form for the public defender?
I will.
Okay, well, I can just take your testimony. Are you working at all? I think you said you were about to start.
Yes, ma'am.
Not making any other money?
No, ma'am.
Okay, I'll appoint the public defender to represent you and keep in touch with them, okay? If you move, you gotta update the clerk on your address, okay?
So, I just have to call.
All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name.
Tracy Tumping Sue.
All right, Ms. Sue, you're here in 23 MM 2321AO. It's defrauding an innkeeper, and there is probable cause. I don't know if there's an offer.
No, Your Honor.
Okay, so do we have a PD form for her? Did you want me to see if you qualify for the public defender, Ms. Sue?
No,
You're gonna hire a lawyer?
I don't need a lawyer.
You don't need a lawyer.
I can speak myself.
Okay, All right, so you'll have to talk about that with the judge that's assigned to your case. I'm gonna order that you not return back to the Volcano Hot Pot at 5655 International Drive. No contact with any victims or witnesses. Your bond will stay set at $250.
Definitely.
All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name.
Donald Tolson.
All right, Mr. Tolson, you're here in 22 MM 8533AO. It's a failure to appear for a petty theft for your pretrial. I think you already have the public defender. This is one of my cases. Can we resolve this today? I would, he spent like 2 or 3 days in jail when he first got arrested, and then now he's been another 2 days, I think, so.
Oh, yes, it's an adjudication, credit
Cool.
time served, no return to the Wawa located at 8099 South Orange Avenue.
All right, Mr. Tolson, do you want to resolve it today, or you got to come back downtown and see me?
What you mean? Do I have to just come back? You talking about court?
Yeah, well, I'm assuming you want to resolve it today because you filled out a plea form.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and then, Ms. George, did you go over with him the enhanceable offense of theft?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and did you understand that, Mr. Tolson?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, is that your signature at the bottom of the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you read and understand everything contained within the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you on probation anywhere?
No, ma'am.
You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea will subject you to deportation.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I do find there's a factual basis in the court file to accept your plea. I'll adjudicate you guilty. Do we know how much time served? Is it like 5 days?
I'm not too sure, Your Honor.
Okay. He was
It's
arrested.
usually the clerks who get us that.
Yeah.
Please, disorderly. It's the next case. Yeah, it keeps us.
While we're calculating that, you can't go back to the Wawa at 8099 South Orange Avenue. And I have to impose court costs. I'll give you a year to pay those court costs. And if you'd like to appeal the judgment and the sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you can't afford a lawyer, we'd appoint one for you. I think it's like 5 days.
He was arrested on 12. 12/21 of 22, and then he bonded on 12/23, and then he was arrested.
21, 22, 23, and I think he's been in here 2 days. So 5 days credit for time served, okay? All right, good luck. They're gonna get your fingerprints, okay?
I'm sorry.
I think he already had the PD, so. All right, tell me your name.
Walter Latimer.
All right, Mr. Latimer, you're here in 2023 MO 464AO. It's a disorderly conduct. Is there an offer? There's probable cause.
An adjudication. 5 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2. In court costs, Mr. Latimer would like to accept an
Okay. Mr. Latimer, have you raised your right hand to be sworn in? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, and did you read and sign the plea form?
I have.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Did you understand everything contained within it?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you on probation anywhere?
No, ma'am.
You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation.
I do.
All right, there's a factual basis to accept your plea. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 5 days with credit for 2 days' time served, impose court costs, give you a year to pay those. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you can't afford a lawyer, we'd appoint one for you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Can we reset for tomorrow? There is an offer, Your Honor.
Okay. Guess he thought I was gonna revoke.
Yes, that's what I'm.
All right, tell me your name.
Stanley Shannon.
All right, Mr. Shannon, you're here in 2023 MO 46680. And it's an open container violation. There's probable cause. Are we gonna resolve this one today?
Yes, the offer is an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, and court costs, and Mr. Shannon would like to enter a plea of no contest.
Okay, raise your right hand for me to be sworn in. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
All right, did you read and sign this plea form?
Yes.
You understand everything on the plea form?
Yes, sir.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea will subject you to deportation?
Understand.
All right. And I'll accept your plea. I will adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days with credit for 2 days' time served, impose court costs. I'll give you a year to pay the court costs. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you can't afford a lawyer, one would be appointed for you. Good luck.
All right, thank you.
That was Kenneth Gibbs? No, okay. I had Kenneth Gibbs, it was a DUI, I'm sure they bonded, 23008644. Yeah.
Bonded.
Okay, great. All right, and then Augenblick was what you said? Yep, okay, bonded. All right.
Defense will waive, Your Honor.
Okay, and I will appoint the public defender. They're waiving his appearance. He was arrested in, something happened. Oh, now it's back. Okay, that was weird. Okay, 2023 CF 4045, and this is the warrant. Probable cause was previously found for leaving the scene of an accident with death, leaving the scene of an accident with property damage, and driving while license suspended. And so he's not to have any contact with any victim, witness, or victim's family. And he can't drive without a valid driver's license. I'm going to stay the bond at $15,250 and $250. What's the federal charge? Outstanding federal warrant, extradition. Okay, so he's got some sort of federal thing going on. Okay. All right, tell me your name.
Joseph Bear.
All right, Mr. Bear. You're here in 2023 CF 4362AO, and it's it's a felony possession of drug paraphernalia because it was transported. I'm not sure. And then possession of a controlled substance without a prescription. So technically, there's probable cause for those offenses. I looked at the statute, so, and so I'll appoint the public defender in that case. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. I'm gonna reduce count 1 to 150. Count 2 will remain at 1,000. All right, and then you've got, looks like 21 CT 36777. This is a Brevard County warrant. The judge did set your bond at none on a VOP. And so you have that. You'd have to bond out on the Orange County case, and then Brevard will come pick you up, okay, on the VOP. I can't appoint the public defender on that case for you, though. And then he has,
It's not out of county.
I know it's not, it's Judge Carter's case, and it needs a court date. It looks like he was picked up on a capias, and then there was a bond discharge, but there was no court date. Is there a way to get that back on the docket? Out on this 22 CT 6970? Huh?
We need to get it back on the docket.
Yeah, it needs to get back on Judge Carter's docket.
I can write a note.
Okay, because it just fell off the docket for whatever reason. When I looked it up, it didn't make sense. So that'll have to get back on the docket. That's the 22 CT 6970. It's a no valid. But because you're on probation, I don't want to resolve that today because, okay. All right, I think we've addressed everything.
So that's no action on the out on bond?
It's not an out on bond because the bond was discharged.
Oh.
And he was already picked up on a capias in that case. And then when I looked it up, it just kind of fell off the docket. It never went back on the docket. That's why I'm asking that they put it back on the docket. So we'll get it. So,
Write no action.
yeah, you can put no action, needs a court date. Because he was, the last time I think it was January 12th of this year that he was picked up on the capias in that case, and then the bond was discharged. Does that sound? Okay. All right, so that should be that, okay? All right, tell me your name, sir.
Bryant.
All right, Mr. Bryant, you're here in 2023 CF 4364AO. It's a sale and delivery of cocaine.
And Your Honor, I was gonna.
Sale and delivery of cocaine with intent to sell or deliver. I don't,
Not only that, Your Honor, but the possession of cannabis, it was not tested. I'd also argue no PC as to that.
well, cannabis doesn't need to be tested. A law enforcement officer can testify based on their training and experience. There's no law that requires cannabis to be tested that I'm aware of.
Good to know.
An officer can testify based on their training and experience that cannabis is cannabis. But that's the law.
He just stated, Your Honor, that there was a green leafy substance I know to be cannabis.
Right.
He doesn't.
That's enough.
Be quiet.
I mean, that's all that's required. It doesn't have to be tested. I mean,
Normally, what we see, Your
I
Honor,
understand, but the law,
sell it, he can, it just makes a statement.
I know, but that's enough to meet the burden for probable cause. Because the law is that you don't, you can just come in and testify that it's cannabis based on your training and experience. So I'm gonna find that there's probable cause for that. So as it relates to count one, it's the sale, and I'm looking at the affidavit, so it says possession of cocaine with intent to sell or deliver. So that's the proper charge. I don't know what sale and delivery of cocaine with intent to sell or deliver is. So it's just possession of cocaine with intent to sell or deliver. I think 893.131A-70 is the correct statute. And then there's cannabis, possession of cannabis with intent to sell or deliver, and possession of alprazolam. So no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. And I'm gonna stay the bond at 15,000. Count 2 will remain at 150. Count 3 will remain at 150. He is out on release for 2 cases, 2022 CF 12833AO and 2023 CF 3436AO. I am gonna revoke the bonds and set those at none at this time. He does have attorneys in both the cases, I believe. One's set for trial. That's the domestic violence case. And then I think he has the PD in the other case as well. Does it say it on there, Danielle? 8-6. If he has the PD.
2020.
Yeah, he does. Well, there was it was just a no information notice. No, that's somebody else, sorry. Let me make sure. He has the PD?
Yes, Judge. in both
Okay.
cases.
Okay. All right, so they'll have to file some motions for you. Okay, Mr. Bryant? All right, please tell me your name.
Christian Burke.
All right, Mr. Burke, you're here in 2023 CF 4390AO. You were arrested for possession of MDMA and destruction of evidence. There is probable cause. We have a form for Mr. Burke? Okay. Mr. Burke, you qualify. I'll appoint the public defender. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. Your bond will be stayed on count 1 at 1,000. 150 will be reduced to on count 2.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Defense, and I will waive the appearance, Your Honor, and just argue no PCS to the burglary. There's no crime therein. I would argue that it is merely a trespass based on the affidavit.
Okay, so there were signs of forced entry and damage. And then, so I think that's enough to meet the burden by causing damage by forced entry for a burglary.
I understand, Your Honor.
Okay, so 23 CF 43618. I'm going to appoint the public defender. You're waiving his appearance. I do find that there is probable cause for the burglary, and he's not to have any contact with any victim, witness, or co-defendant. He's not to return back to where the offense is alleged to have occurred. And the bond stays at 5,000. I am revoking in 22 CF 10013AO. I'll appoint the public defender if he doesn't already have them. Okay. All right. Yes.
The next one was Coleman Anthony. He's not here due to medical reasons.
Okay, so we'll reset within 24 hours of him returning from medical reasons. Okay. All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name.
Good afternoon, Benny Daniels.
All right, Mr. Daniels, you're here in 2020 CF 3596AO. It's a failure to appear for a status hearing on June 28th of 2021. The judge in your case did revoke your release and set your bond at none. I don't know if you have the public defender, but you filled out a form, so I'll appoint them to represent you if you don't already have them. And then, so they'll have to file a motion in the trial division to get you a bond, and then it looks like you also have a hold for Marion County, okay?
Okay.
Okay, I had David Davis.
Oh, I'm sorry. Davis first.
Okay, is this Mr. Davis? Okay.
You're right. He's me.
Okay, tell me your name. All right, Mr. Davis, you're here in 2022 CF 14086. and you were arrested pursuant to a warrant. Looks like probable cause was previously found for burglary of a dwelling with an aggravated battery with a weapon. And I have a form for the public defender. I'm gonna appoint them to represent you in your case. This is a punishable by life felony. Does the state wish to be heard as to bond?
Yes, Your Honor, as it is punishable by life, state as, and defendant is not entitled to a bond, state as defendant be held no bond.
We'll have an Arthur hearing, Your Honor.
Okay, so I'm gonna hold you at no bond, Mr. Davis. You're not to have any contact with any alleged victim or witness. You're not to return back to where the offense is alleged to have occurred. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms or any ammunition. And your attorneys are gonna file a motion in the trial division and get you a hearing in the trial division. The judge there will determine whether you get a bond or not, okay?
Now Darrell is not here due to mental health reasons.
Mental health? Okay.
Thanks a waive, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Chester, I'm gonna appoint the public defender in all of the cases if he doesn't. He wouldn't have them, okay. So there's 3 cases, 23 CF 2653AO. And that was a capias, a judge found probable cause. The state filed an information for grand theft 3rd degree. And he's not to have any contact directly or indirectly with any victim, co-defendant, or witness. He's not to return to the scene, and no weapons or firearms. And the judge set the bond at $1,000. In 23 CF 2095AO, that's also information and a capias, and the judge found probable cause for burglary of a dwelling and petty theft. And the conditions are no contact directly or indirectly with any victim, co-defendant, or witness, do not return to the scene, and no weapons or firearms. And the bonds will stay at $5,100. In the 3rd case, 23 CF 4224, and that is a warrant. Probable cause was previously found for 2 counts of attempted burglary of a conveyance and stalking. And so he's not to have any contact with any victim or witness, no return to the scene, and abide by the trespass warning, and no weapons, firearms, or ammunition. I am going to stay the bonds as set at $1,500 on each count. All right, tell me your name.
Johnny Dixon.
All right, Mr. Dixon, you're here in 2023 CF 4403AO. This was a warrant. Probable cause was previously found for grand theft 3rd degree of a firearm. And I will appoint the public defender to represent you in your case. No contact with any victim or witness, and no weapons or firearms or any ammunition. Your bond will stay at $7,500.
On the docket was Figueroa Ada. She refused her appearance.
Thanks a waive, Your Honor.
Okay, and so I'll appoint the public defender. I find her refusal to be a waiver. They'll waive her appearance as well. 23 CF 4406AO. It's 2 counts of destruction of evidence. And so there is probable cause for those offenses. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. The bond will stay at $1,000 and $150. I'll take no action on the trespass.
Did you also have a paraphernalia?
Yeah, let me,
Charge, Your Honor. MM 2319.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, 23 MM 2319. Thank you. There's possession of drug paraphernalia. And let me just, I didn't see it. Right, and I find there's probable cause and no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. I'll stay the bond at $500. All right, right, good afternoon. Tell me your name.
Rafael Galarza Madera.
Okay, sir, you're here in 2023 CF 4379AO. You were arrested for criminal mischief over 1,000, trespass on property other than structure or conveyance, and possession of drug paraphernalia. I do find that there is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you in your case. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, and no return back to where you were trespassed from. That location. And no contact, well, the victim's the airport, so. And he didn't qualify, unable to verify. So what I'll do is, I'll stay the bonds at 1,000, 100, and 100, or pretrial release if they're able to qualify you. It sounds like you didn't provide them any contact information, so you might need to do that if you want to be released without a bond, okay?
I do, the information is in my phone. I can't gather nothing out of it unless I see my phone.
Okay. Well, they might, if you give them a name and an address, they might be able to, I mean, there's ways of locating people.
Yeah, but Your Honor, we would have to pull his phone, and he's listed as transient.
Right.
I don't know if he's not gonna qualify.
It'll be or, so if they're able to
Well,
locate him.
She lives in 767 Arcadia. I gave him the address, but just the zip code in half.
That's
Right.
But we need a name and number to contact. We don't have
Oh,
access.
Jennifer Gallagher.
Yeah, but do you have a number?
No, because it's myself. That's my fiance. She's my daughter's mother. I have a 2-year-old baby with her.
Do you think she knows that you're in jail?
By now, she's
Okay.
spoke with the officers yesterday.
Okay, well then they should be able to.
Okay.
I'm doing or pretrial if they're able to qualify him, okay?
Right.
She knows he's in jail, so, all right. Tell me your name.
Rudy Jose Gonzalez.
All right, sir, you're here in case number 23 CF 4408AO. This is a warrant. Probable cause was found for aggravated stalking. And I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you in your case. You're not to return back to where the offense is alleged to have occurred or go within 500 feet of the establishment and no less, what does it say? No use of the internet. Okay, that's what.
Wait, where is this at? I'm confused.
No contact with any victim or witness. I'm trying to read warrant served at the jail or not. No weapon, I'm gonna order no weapons or firearms or any ammunition. Your bond is stayed at the 7,500. I am revoking 23 MO 365AO. I'll appoint the public defender if you don't already have them in that case.
I don't know. Okay. So, stay away.
Oh, he doesn't know the victim's name.
I don't know who this person is. Yeah, I'll stay away from whoever this person is. So yeah.
Okay.
If it's who I think is she raped me. So yeah, it's the last person I ever want to contact. Yeah, I don't ever want to contact that person ever again.
Okay, so if I,
Not gonna be a problem at all.
okay,
Yeah, no, it's actually a lot easier on me. Yeah, that's why I want to make sure that I don't ever want to have anything to do with that person. So, if it's the person I'm thinking of. So. Yeah, I'll follow whatever.
I think I don't know what else we need to address, Mr.
I'll
Orr.
fully comply. I have no problem with that. Okay, thank you.
All right. Tell me your name. All right, Mr. Graves, you're here in 23 CF 4387AO. It's a possession of cocaine. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. The bond will stay at 1,000. All right, tell me your name.
Gregory Hill.
All right, Mr. Hill, you're here in 2023 CF 4369AO. You're arrested for possession of MDMA, possession of cannabis, less than 20 grams, and possession of drug paraphernalia. You find that there is probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. And I will stay the bond at 1,000 on count 1. Count 2, I'll ROR. Count 3 is 100. Tell me your name. Mr. Isaroon?
Yes.
Isaroon, okay. All right, Mr. Isaroon, you're here in 23 CF 4384AO. It's a burglary of an unoccupied dwelling. There is probable cause for the offense. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you in your case. You're not to return back to where the offense is alleged to have occurred. You're not to have any contact with the witness and the victim in the case. I don't know, I'm gonna set it at 5,000, it says 5,500, but, and then you're on pretrial release for trespass on property after warning. I am revoking that release, setting that bond at none at this time. I've reviewed that affidavit, it's similar to this incident. So 23 MM 2309AO, and I'll appoint the public defender if you don't already have them. Do I need a pretrial release form?
No, Your Honor, we didn't receive one.
Huh?
What you mean, a revocation?
Yeah.
I didn't get, I'm gonna send it.
Oh, okay. I don't, I didn't know if you usually hand it to me,
Yeah,
so.
they didn't give me one, but I am going to send an email, Your Honor.
Yeah, I think that was just a typo. I don't know. Okay, we will reset,
Defense will waive, Your Honor.
okay. All right, so, I'll appoint the public defender and they're waiving his appearance. 23 CF 4376AO, grand theft, third degree of a motor vehicle, no valid driver's license, and reckless driving. There is probable cause, and he's not to have any contact with any victim, and he's not to drive without a valid driver's license. And that the bonds will stay at 2,500. Count 2, I'll reduce to 100. Count 3, 100. And I'm revoking 22 CF 12464AO. I'll appoint the PD if he doesn't already have them. All right, tell me your name.
Warren Jackson.
All right, Mr. Jackson, you're here in 2 cases, 23 CF 4238AO. This is a warrant. Probable cause was found for conspiracy to sell or deliver a controlled substance, conspiracy to sell or deliver cocaine, 2 counts of conspiracy to sell or deliver a controlled substance, and then unlawful use of a two-way communication device. And I'll appoint the public defender in both of your cases. And in the first case, no contact with any witness or co-defendant, no weapons, firearms, or ammunition, no drugs or alcohol. I am staying the bonds as set at 10,000 on the first 4 counts and 5,000. I'll reduce count 5 to 150. And then 23 CF 4409. There's trafficking in over 10 grams of amphetamines, and looks like possessing a place or structure, trafficking in a controlled substance. I don't know how they read these things. I think it's just possession of drug paraphernalia, no?
The second one, Your Honor, I think is the home, is the apartment.
Yeah. Okay, so there's probable cause for those offenses. The drug paraphernalia is count 3. And so count one will remain at the 100,000, count two will stay at 150, count three will remain at the 100. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, no weapons, firearms, or any ammunition.
I can see. Regular.
Sorry, Your Honor.
That's okay. All right, tell me your name, please.
Brian J. Jones,
All
ma'am.
right, Mr. Jones, you're here in 23 CF 4326AO. You were arrested for possession of MDMA with intent to sell or deliver, possession of cocaine, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Do you find that there is probable cause for those offenses? Do we have a form for Mr. Jones? Did you fill out a form for the public defender?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay. Do we know what it says, or? Okay, I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you in your case. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. The bond will stay at 15,000 on count one, count two will be 150, count three, 100. And I am revoking 23 CF 2519AO. I'll appoint the public defender. I think you have them already.
Phone number.
And you appointed us on the out on bond, Your Honor.
You already have, he already has you, yeah.
She's not gonna.
All right, tell me your name.
Howard Jordan.
All right, Mr. Jordan, you're here in 2023 CF 4388AO. You were arrested for 2 counts of carrying a concealed firearm, possession of cannabis less than 20 grams, possession of drug paraphernalia. There is probable cause for those offenses. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you in your case. And you, you're here for spring break?
Yes, ma'am. I brought my kids down here.
Where do you live?
Georgia.
Okay.
I wasn't aware of the.
Whoa, don't say anything, okay? And he wasn't able to be qualified?
I'm trying to understand, well, I guess they try to validate it by his driving record because he didn't have his correct address, but if he can do it before the court, he has no priors, Your Honor.
Yeah, I was just, oh,
What did you need from him?
If he can verify his address before the court, and how long he's been living at that residence.
936 North Street, Ashburn, Georgia, 31714.
yeah, I mean, that's what's on the affidavit.
I've been living there since I.
Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna place you on, and I can place him, okay, I'm gonna place you on pretrial release, okay? You can't miss court. You gotta check in, probably by phone, okay? And so if the state files charges, you gotta come back. And I don't have any problem with him going back to Georgia, okay? So, but keep in touch with the public defender's office. If you move or anything like that, you gotta change your address with the clerk and let people know so that you'll get notice if you get filed on, okay? All right, Mr. Jordan? Huh?
Just, he can return back to Georgia.
Yeah, well, no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, and then, no weapons, firearms, or any ammunition. So, okay, good luck. Oh, you know what, I have 2 forms Brian Jones, and Jordan Howard. Okay, so that was Mr. Howard. And then maybe Mr. Jones was the one that we didn't have the form for. It was,
Judge, I
okay,
just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Jordan, you're releasing him on PTR,
PTR,
and he may return to Georgia.
may return to Georgia, and no drugs and no weapons.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, tell me your name.
Hugo I. Martinez.
All right, do we know, Thomas, I had Thomas McCrimmon? He's, oh, okay. So this is, what was your name again?
Hugo Martinez.
Okay, Mr. Martinez. All right, 23 CF 4393AO, possession of a controlled substance without a prescription. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. And no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. I'm gonna place you on pretrial release, okay?
Thank you.
All right, tell me your name. All right, Mr. McCrimmon, you're here in 2023 CF 4370AO. You were arrested for possession of MDMA, possession of drug paraphernalia, possession of cannabis less than 20 grams. And I find there's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. I'm gonna stay the bond at 1,000 on count 1. Count 2 will be 100. Count 3, I will release you on your own recognizance. Listen to me carefully. I'm not gonna revoke your release, but if you come back again and you have 2 cases and another, and then a 3rd case, I can't tell you what another judge would do, okay? All right, good luck.
There's no action as to the out-of-bound case.
Correct, no action. Okay, I'm gonna find the refusal to be a waiver. I'll appoint the public defender in 23 CF 3687. This is a warrant. Probable cause was found for destruction of evidence, possession of MDMA, and giving false information. And, so no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. And the bond will stay at 1,000, 150, and 100. And I am revoking 22 CF 12807AO, and I'll appoint the PD if he doesn't already have. Okay. I think he might already have the PD on both cases because they're failures to appear. Okay, so he refused, find that to be a waiver. 22 CF 4110, bond set at none for failing to appear. The PD was already appointed, 22 CF 1907AO, and those are also set at none. And so attorneys will have to file motions for him.
Larry Oliver refuses appearance.
Nobody wants to come to court?
No?
All right.
4-day weekend.
Mr. Oliver's refusal is a waiver, 23 CF 4372AO. I'll appoint the public defender. Possession of MDMA and resisting an officer without violence. There's probable cause, no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. Bond will stay at 1,000 on count 1. Count 2, I'll reduce to 100. And I'm revoking 23 CF 3429AO and setting that at none, and he has an attorney. I think it's the PD. Are you Mr. Pagan?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Louis Pagan.
Mr. Pagan. Thank you. All right. You're here in 23 CF 4367AO. It's possession of methamphetamine. Do find that there is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender in all of your cases. And so in that case, no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, that bond will stay at 1,000. 22 CF 7126 AO, that's a failure to appear. And the judge did set your bond, revoked your release and set your bond at none. Does he have the public defender?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And they'll have to file a bond motion for you, Mr. Pagan. 23 CF 4373 AO, possession of a concealed weapon or firearm by a convicted felon and possession of ammunition by a convicted felon. There is probable cause for those offenses. And you can't possess weapons or firearms or any ammunition. That bond will stay at $5,150. And I am revoking 23 CF 428 AO, setting that bond at none at this time. And then I'll appoint the public defender. I think you already have them in that case. Okay. What's going on?
Pierre Lewis Denelson refused his appearance.
Okay, I'll find that to be a waiver, 22 CF 10769. It's failing to appear, so the judge did set the bond at none, and does he already have the PD? Should be, okay. Okay, the PD's already been appointed. All right, tell me your name.
Alexander Rapson.
All right, Mr. Rapson, you're here in 23 CF 4382, possession of cocaine. There is probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender. Where are you living at the 2106 Settlers Trail?
Yes, ma'am.
Who do you live with?
I live with my landlord that I rent the property from.
Okay, and you're, okay. And he didn't qualify, Robin?
It says, address doesn't match David, and it's the second line on the face sheet, they were concerned with that. The second line on the face sheet. Well, on where it says address does not match David.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Okay, well,
you're just, well, I mean, can we do ROR?
That's what I was gonna ask for.
yeah, I that's why I was asking him some questions. So, okay. So I'm gonna release you on your own recognizance. If you move from the address that we have on file, you need to let the clerk's office know and your attorney know. Don't miss court, okay? If you miss court,
I will have the FTA.
great. Okay, no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, all right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, tell me your name.
Dietrich Robbins.
Okay. 22 CF 6700 AO to failures to appear. And the judge did revoke your release and set your bond at none. Does he already have the public defender? Okay, so you have the public defender. They're gonna have to file a bond motion for you. In your case, it looks like you also have holds for Lake County and Osceola County. So you got some other stuff going on, okay? So they'll have to file a bond motion here for you to get a bond in this case too, okay?
He bonded.
Thank you.
Octavius Smith, he refused his appearance.
Oh, I mean, what is going on? It really is a full moon today. All right, so Mr. Smith refused. I find that refusal to be a waiver. I'll appoint the public defender, 23 CF 4334 AO. And this is a warrant. Probable cause was found for sale and delivery of cocaine within 1,000 feet of a childcare facility, sale and delivery of cocaine and possession of cocaine. And so no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, no return to within 1,000 feet of the location of where the offense is alleged to have occurred. And then the bond on count 1 is 10,000. Count 2, I'll reduce to 5,000, and count 3, I'll reduce to 150.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, did you say count 2 was 1,000?
5,000.
5,000? Oh,
Yeah.
Thank you.
So 10,000, 5,000, 150.
Thank you.
All right, tell me your name, sir.
Tristan Smith, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Smith, you're here in 2022 CF 12973AO. You were arrested pursuant to a capias. Looks like the judge revoked your bond pursuant to a bond motion, motion to revoke bond. So the judge did set your bond at none. I think he has the public defender already. Huh?
Yeah, he has, it looks like Mead, Victor.
Victor Mead is your lawyer?
Yes, ma'am. He had just put a motion in. It was a motion to revoke my bond for charges that were filed when I was already in jail. I was never even released.
Well,
The motion was put in, ma'am.
I understand that, but the judge heard a motion to revoke bond and granted that. So get in touch with Mr. Mead now that you're arrested,
Yes, ma'am.
and he'll file try to get whatever motion he filed on the docket.
It's on the docket.
Yeah, he just filed it, Your Honor.
Okay.
It was filed 2 days ago.
Okay, so, but I can't change what the judge did in this case, okay? So your bond's set at none at this time.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not gonna take any action on the out on release case, because it's not a relevant issue right now. All right, tell me your name.
Teddy.
All right, Mr. Teddy, you're here in 23 CF 43718. It's a possession of fentanyl and possession of drug paraphernalia. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. The bond will stay at 1,000. I'll reduce count 2 to 100. All right, tell me your name.
Toller.
All right, Mr. Toller, you're here in 23 CF 4375AO. You're arrested for possession of oxycodone, possession of cannabis less than 20, resisting an officer without violence, and possession of drug paraphernalia. I do find that there is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender in both of your cases. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. In that first case, the bond will stay at 1,000. Count 2, I'll ROR on count 2. Count 3 will be 100, and count 4 will be 100. In 2023 CF 4374AO, you're charged with possession of fentanyl, possession of methamphetamine with a weapon, possession of cocaine with a weapon, possession of drug paraphernalia, and resisting an officer without violence. And I do find there's probable cause for those offenses. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, no weapons, firearms, or any ammunition. The possession of fentanyl will remain at 1,000. Count 2 will remain at 15,000. Count 3, I'll reduce to 5,000. Count 4, 100. Count 5, 100. Mr. Torres? Okay, I'll find his refusal to be a waiver. Appoint the public defender, 23 CF 4358. It's a burglary of a dwelling. There is probable cause. And so he's not to have any contact with any victim or witness, no return to where the offense is alleged to have occurred, and no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. The bond will stay at $5,000. All right, tell me your name.
Tatiana Vera.
All right, Ms. Vera, you're here in 23 CF 4363AO. You were arrested for burglary of an unoccupied dwelling. I'll appoint the public defender. I do find that there is probable cause, and so you're not to have any contact with any victim, witness, or co-defendant. You're not to return back to where the offense is alleged to have occurred. The bond will remain at $5,000. Okay. Okay, we'll appoint the public defender. They're waiving his appearance, 23 CF 4389. Her appearance, I'm sorry. And it's a possession of methamphetamine and possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause and no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. The bond will stay at 1,100 on count 2. If has she been interviewed, Robin?
Let's see. Yeah, she was interviewed, Your Honor.
Okay.
No emergency contact.
Okay. Okay, all right, so 1,100. All right, we address Lubin? I just got this back, but I had it over here, so Alexandra Lubin, that was the loitering and resisting.
Was that?
Did we plead that out?
She's PTR.
Okay, all right. I just put it over there, so I didn't know if that was something we needed to readdress. All right, anything else for the good of the court?
Nothing from the state.
Nothing from the.
Okay, we are in recess.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. This is Presno Leon, certified Spanish interpreter. I have been previously sworn.
Good afternoon. I have one initial appearance today, and it's case number 23CF1017. And the defendant's last name, or the defendant's name, is Mario Otero Martinez.
¿Usted me puede escuchar, señor?
Okay.
The interpreter can confirm there is connection with the defendant.
Did he get sworn in earlier? This man here, Mr. Otero Martinez. Oh, no, he's not really testifying. Sir, are you Mario Otero Martinez?
Señor, ¿es usted Mario Otero Martínez? Yes.
You were arrested on a charge of aggravated assault with a, with a deadly weapon.
Señor, usted fue arrestado ante la acusación de agresión con un arma letal.
There's probable cause to support the arrest.
Determino de que existe suficiente causa probable para el arresto.
Your bond will be stayed at $1,500.
Fijaré fianza en $1,500.
And I am going to order that you have no contact with the victim and you not return to the scene of the offense.
Y le voy a ordenar que no puede tener contacto con la víctima ni regresar a la escena de donde ocurrió este evento.
Also, as a condition of your bond, you are not to possess any firearms, weapons, or ammunition.
También como condición de esta fianza, usted no puede tener en su posesión ningún tipo de arma, ni de fuego, ni arma blanca.
And I'm not going to place you on pretrial release.
Y no lo voy a poner en libertad condicional.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
Buena suerte para usted, señor.
Your next court date?
Next court date on demand.
Se le dejará saber cuándo será la próxima fecha para la audiencia.
Judge, just to clarify the record, the bond was set at 0, so are you setting it at $1,500? The officer had $1,500, but he scribbled over at the 0.
Okay, well then I'll set it at 1,500. Thank you. All right, good luck to you, sir.
Buena suerte para usted, señor.
All right, that's our last one. Thank you.
At your service, Your Honor.
The next case is Kathia Nicole Nunez Ortiz. This is a case out of Pasco County.
Oh, she refused, Your Honor.
She's, okay, I'll take her refusal as a voluntary, knowing, intelligent waiver of her right to initial appearance or presence at her initial appearance. She was arrested on an out-of-county warrant out of Pasco County. The bond in that case is set at $1,000. Elijah Duncan, case number 23 CF 982. State, you want to just pop in for me, please?
Justin Collins for the state, Your Honor.
Michelle Catano for the defense, Your Honor. I'd like to waive the reading of the charges.
Okay. Are you Elijah Duncan?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Duncan, there's probable cause previously found. The judge signed the arrest warrant. The bond in your case is going to be set at $2,500. Also, as a condition, you need to register within 24 hours of any release date. Good luck to you, sir. You're welcome. The next case is Brandon Hayes, case number 23 CF 956.
PD appointed.
Are you Brandon Haynes?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Haynes, probable cause was previously found for the 2 charges of burglary to an unoccupied dwelling and petty theft. The bonds will be stayed at $5,000 and $250. You are to have no contact with the victim in the case, and you are not to return to the scene of the offense.
Your Honor, does Mr. Hayes qualify for direct PTR in this case?
Yes, he does, but I'm not going to give him PTR.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Next court date on demand.
The next case is, hold on just a second. I think it's Bienvenido Lindenbowl. Okay, great, yay. Case 23 CF 562.
Attorney of record is Chelsea Simmons for this defendant.
All right. Sir, tell me your full name.
Bienvenido Lendable.
Sir, you were arrested on a warrant for theft of state funds. There's probable cause to support the arrest. The bond in this case, well, let me just put it like this. Your attorney filed a motion to set your bond. The state attorney agreed. Your bond is going to be set at $1,000. You are, as a condition, you are not to open any new financial accounts while you are out on bond. Today is the 6th. Okay.
Next court date, June 8th, in courtroom 5F at 9 a.m.
Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Nicole Danielle Ancu.
PD appointed.
Case number 22 CF 3218.
She refused to come down, Your Honor.
I'll accept that as a voluntary waiver for right to appear today. I have 2 cases. There's 22 CF 3812 and 23 MM 418. In the 22 CF 3218 case, she failed to appear. The bond in that case is set at none. In 23 MM 418, she failed to appear. The bond in that case is stayed at $500 on count 1, $500 on count number 2.
Next court date for 22 CF 3218, April 17th, in courtroom 5A at 8:45 a.m. And And for 23 MM418, if still in jail, April 13th. If filed, April 21st, in courtroom 5B at 9:30 a.m.
Jennifer Letitia Rushling.
PD appointed.
This is case 18 MM 3403. Ma'am, you failed to appear for court. The bond in that case has been set at none. And the clerk will tell you when your next court date is.
Next court date, April 13th, in courtroom 5B at 8:30 a.m. or 8:05 a.m.
Good luck to you. John Robert Harrison, case 2020 CF 2512.
PD appointed.
Are you John Robert Harrison?
Yes.
A bench warrant was issued in a case where you have two charges, petty theft with two priors and possession of drug paraphernalia. The bond in this case will be stayed at $250 for each count. The clerk will tell you when your next court date is.
He
Petty theft. I did time for my petty theft in 2020. I've had no new charges.
He was out on PTR, and we asked him to revoke that PTR. He was out on PTR on 23 CF 640.
And the release date for that date, Judge, for that case is he was released on March 1st, 2023.
On the case Ms. Jenkins is talking about? What's that case number again?
23 CF 640.
23 CF 640. The pretrial release will be revoked. Bond will be set at none on all counts. And then in this particular case, 2020 CF 2512, the bond is set at $250 on each of the counts.
Next court date for 20 CF 2512, May 3rd, in courtroom 4F at 10 a.m.
Jolex Carreras Rivera.
PD appointed.
Good afternoon, sir. Tell me your full name, please.
Joe Alex Carreras Emanuel Rivera.
Sir, probable cause was previously found on a charge of criminal conspiracy, first-degree felony. The bond in that case will be set at $7,500. You were on probation in case 22 CF 1542. Based on the probable cause finding, I am going to find a violation of your probation. Your bond in that case is now set at none. Good luck to you, sir.
Next court date on the man.
Jan Orzolas Ortiz, case 23 CF 1012.
PD appointed. John Eric Arzola Ortiz.
Orzola Ortiz.
ARZOLA.
Okay, got it. The first one. Your Honor, is the PD appointed?
Yes.
Okay, we'll waive his appearance and waive the reading of the charges, Your Honor.
Okay, probable cause is found on all three of the counts. Bond is still stayed at none. The next case is Omar Dennis Williams, 23 CF 1013.
PD appointed.
Also on that one, do you want no contact?
On which one?
On Ortiz, Arzola.
Yes, sure. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I'm sitting here thinking, didn't I say that? No, ma'am, I did not. Sir, are you are you Omar Dennis Williams?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Give me just a second. There is probable cause to support your arrest for criminal mischief of $1,000 or more. The bond in this case will be set at $1,000. You are to have no contact With the victim, you are not to return to the scene of the offense. What's your address, sir?
It's 2761 Kobe Lane.
2751 what?
Kobe Lane.
Coe Lane?
Yes, ma'am.
Spell it for me, please.
OCOEELLANE.
Is that in Kissimmee?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you lived there?
It was a while ago now, ma'am.
Because this affidavit says that you're transient, that you don't have an address.
Not right now, no, ma'am. But it's just for mail.
Oh, for your mail, that's where you get your mail?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Like I said, the bond will be set at $1,000, no contact, no return to that particular address. Good luck to you, sir.
Next court date on demand.
Daryl Green, case 23 MM 782.
Katie appointed.
Good afternoon, Your
Good afternoon. Are you Daryl Green?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Green, what's your address?
Right now, it's at the Polynesian in St. Cloud. I'm a veteran who's kind of homeless. I'm using the VA, an assistant program with the VA for that.
Oh, okay. All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
There is probable cause to support the arrest. You're arrested on charges of disorderly conduct, disorderly intoxication, and resisting or obstructing without violence. Like I said, there's probable cause. You do qualify for direct pretrial release, so I'm going to put you on direct pretrial release. As you're welcome, as a condition, you are to have no contact and not to return to that scene of the offense. Good luck to you, sir.
Yes, ma'am. May I ask one question? My vehicle is still at that address. And
Okay. You can go back one time with law enforcement to go get it.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Hold on just a second. Your next court dates will be announced. They are on demand. So make sure, however, you stay in contact with your attorney. Get somewhere where you can find out when your next court dates are so that you can make sure you make your court appearances because you don't want to miss court. You'll go back to jail.
Absolutely.
All right, good luck to you. You're welcome. Chester Bell, case 23 MM 783.
Katie appointed.
Good morning, ma'am.
Hi, how are you doing today? All right, it looks like, Mr. Bell, that you were arrested on a county ordinance violation and also for obstructing an officer without violence. There's probable cause to support the arrest. He does not qualify for pretrial release. You have, your bond on count 1 will be stated $150. The bond on count 2 will be set at $250. You were on probation. No. Was he on probation on that charge or out on bond in the case with Judge Karsten?
Judge Carson set probation for him. I have.
Oh, he's on probation for that? So you were on probation in case 22 CF 3147. I do find that there is a violation. Your bond in that case is going to be set at none. Do you have any new court dates?
Next court date on demand.
On demand for both cases there. Kenlon Harrigan, case 23 CT 1590, 1591, and 23 MM 784.
Katie appointed.
Sir, tell me your name, please.
My name is Kenlon Harrigan.
Okay. So, Mr. Harrigan, in case 23 CT 1590 and 91, There's probable cause to support your arrest for driving on a suspended license and no motor vehicle registration. Your bond in those cases will be stayed at $500 and $250. You cannot drive unless you have a valid driver license. In the misdemeanor case, 23 MM 784, there's probable cause for the arrest of resisting an officer without violence and possession of harmful or illegal drugs without a prescription. The bond in that case will be stayed at $500 and $250. You are not to possess or consume any drugs unless you have a valid prescription. And the clerk will tell you when your next court dates are.
Next court date for 23 CT 1590 and 1591, if still in jail, April 13th, if out, April 25th, in courtroom 5B at 9:30 a.m. And for 23 MM 784, on demand.
Good luck to you, sir. Henry Hickman, case 23 MM 785.
PD appointed.
Are you Henry Hickman?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Hickman, you were arrested on a charge of battery. There is probable cause to support the arrest. The bond is going to be stayed at $500. You are to have no contact with the victim. You are not to return to the scene of the offense. The clerk will tell you when your next court dates are.
Your Honor, Mr. Hickman qualifies for direct PTR. Would the court consider that?
I have considered it, and I'm not going to put him on PTR.
Next court date on demand.
Terrence Mack, 23 MM 1014.
PD appointed.
Ms. Jenkins, what does it mean when you say other legal constraint?
Okay, let's see what we got here. He's on probation out of Seminole County.
Oh, okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Are you Terrence Mack?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Mack, you were arrested on a charge of petty theft, third or subsequent conviction, or third or subsequent offense. There is probable cause to support the arrest. The bond on all three counts, no, I'm sorry, the bond on your petty theft charge just so I can make sure I'm right before I say anything else. The Mango Rita, the Buzz Ball, and the Beatbox Fruit Punch, that's all food items? Is that what that is, Mr. Collins?
You know, from my understanding, I think the Buzz Ball is like a drink, like an alcoholic drink, like one of those. Yes, just give me one moment, Your Honor, to double check. The Mango Rita, I know, is also an alcoholic beverage as well.
Well, what is the Beatbox Fruit?
It's a non-alcoholic drink, Your Honor. It looks like one of those like energy drinks or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's a cocktail, wine-based cocktail. Sold at Total Wine and other places.
Oh, okay. So they're feel-good drinks, but they're sold at 7-Eleven.
Yeah, Your Honor. It's the, you know, like the twisted teas and things like that, basically.
Okay, all right, I got it. Thank you so much. Probable cause is found to support the arrest. The bond on this case will be set at $150. No contact with the witnesses, and don't return to that 7-Eleven. And the clerk will tell you when your next court dates are.
Next court date on demand.
Good luck to you, sir. Michael Muscott,
I have a question. When my next court day again, ma'am?
On demand.
it's on demand. That means it'll be set, and you'll just get notice in the mail.
Okay, thank
We're having a hard time hearing the clerk over here, Your Honor.
Oh, because she doesn't have the mic, I've got the microphone.
Yeah, I have a microphone.
Oh, you can't, okay, well then I'll repeat what you say then so they can hear. Michael Muscott, case 23 CF 1015.
Mr. Muscat refused, Your Honor.
I'll accept his refusal as a voluntary waiver of his appearance today. He was arrested on 2 charges, petty theft, third or subsequent offense, and resisting an arrest without violence. And the bond in this case will be stayed at $1,000 on count 1, $500 on count number 2. Next court date?
On demand.
On demand for the next court date, and no, I'm not going to put him on pretrial release.
I was going to request no return to the scene, Your Honor.
Did I say that?
You did not, Your Honor.
What is wrong with me? I'm not remembering what to say. It's
I'll ask it no return.
no return
And no contact with the victim.
and no contact and no return.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Anthony Rodriguez Irizarry. Cases, PD appointed, case 23 CF 1018, 23 CF 962. Sir, are you Anthony Rodriguez Irizarry?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. In the 1018 case, you were arrested on a charge of possession of a controlled substance without a prescription, synthetic cannabinoids, and then possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause to support the arrest. The bond on count 1 will be set at $750. Count 2 will be stayed at $500. You are not to possess or consume any drugs or synthetic drugs without a valid prescription. Well, you can't get a prescription for synthetic drugs anyway, but. On the 962 case, an arrest warrant was issued for the sale of cocaine. Probable cause having been found, your bond is set at $5,000. You are not to consume or use any drugs unless you have a valid prescription. The clerk will tell you when your next court dates are.
Next court date for 23 CF 1018 and 23 CF 962 on demand.
Good luck to you, sir. Your dates are on demand. Anthony Rosario, case out of Broward County. Sir, are you Anthony David Rosario?
Yes, Your Honor.
You were arrested on a warrant out of Broward County. Your bond in this case is set at none. Good luck to you, sir. So those are all of the initial appearances that I have at the Osceola County Jail. Anyone else have any others? If I missed any, got them all? All right. You all have a good weekend. No, I'm not done.
Okay, we're done here.
We're done. Okay, y'all have a very good weekend. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
This is for you. And it wasn't my case. It what? Yes, it was. All right, we're going to go off the record right quick.